It's Saturday morning. Still redneck general rant, basically. Speaking of some things I read, saw, and things that are going on these days. And if you like it, comment. If you don't, don't. You know, it's a free country still. Thank God. We'll continue in a second. I need to refill my coffee. Sorry about that. Well, first we're going to talk about all these protests going on. I understand that people are generally perturbed. It's a light way of putting it. And I have no problem with people protesting, waving their little signs and chanting and screaming and hollering. Regularly hooping it up, make themselves feel better. I may not agree with everything they say. I may not agree with anything they say. But damn it, it's a God-given right in this country thanks to a little piece of paper called the Constitution. And as a veteran, I will back them up 100% for the right to do that. What I have a problem with, and I think a good portion of the American people do, is when you take your so-called protest over a fair election, and instead of just marching and chanting, you want to block traffic, you want to block businesses, you want to set fires, you want to break windows, you want to beat people up. That I have a problem with. I have a big problem with it. This is not a third world country. And if people keep doing that, we're going to turn into one. Me, like a lot of other vets, have been in countries where you think you're going to protest and you end up getting a bullet in the head. You think you're going to chant and rant and rave and all that, and you're in prison. Pure and simple. We have the right for you to do that. We don't have the right for you to destroy property. Now, I read something on Google last night. I don't know if it's true or not. I hope to hell it's not, because it leads us down a very slippery slope. There's lawmakers trying to pass this law to make a protester be declared as a terrorist and it be a felony. Of course, they have wording in there that says if you destroy property or cause economic distress or disturbance, which is supposed to make everybody feel better. But what I see is, let's put it this way. You've got people protesting the opening of a Walmart, and they're marching up and down the sidewalk. Businesses could say on that street that they're doing, you're causing me economic distress because people won't come into my store because you're there. Next thing you know, you're in jail for a felony. You know, I think they ought to leave the law alone and enforce the ones we have. People have the right to peaceful protest. If you break the law, you pick up a rock, you throw a punch, you break a window, fine, you're arrested, you're put in jail. And I think it ought to be a long term. But just for protesting, making it a felony, the way the government writes these laws, there's too many friggin' gray areas. The minute I read that, I started thinking, how can this law be twisted? And if these educated people that are writing these laws can't see it, they need to go back to school, or maybe walk in my shoes for a week. But I digress. The other thing I notice about is that people seem to think that you either think the world's coming to an end, or think it's all going to be honeys and Fruit Loops with Mr. Trump in office. You listen to these talking heads, they're critiquing everything he does. Of course, they've been wrong this whole election cycle. Myself, I just hope things change a little bit. I hope we get rid of this damn Obamacare that's almost killed my wife. We straighten out the economy, we bring jobs back. Let's stick to the basics. But you got a Republican Senate, Republican Congress, and a Republican in the executive office. Don't feed me this horse shit, you can't get something done. Because me, like a lot of other, what's that word they were using? Deplorables, will be watching everything you do. Myself, I don't expect immediate overnight miracles. But I don't expect to see the same old rat race either. I'm pleased with the way the election went. I wish these people would straighten out their act and, fly right. It was a fair election, for the most part. The people have spoken, the Electoral College has spoken. I also feel that all these students, I've seen grade school students, junior high and high school students that don't really even understand the right to vote out there protesting this election. You want to protest, that's fine. You want to skip school to protest, that school's losing money. If the school's allowing you to do this in mass, like they are out here in California, I think they'll lose their federal funding. Pure and simple. You're slowly but surely denigrating this country. And things like guys like me, other people I know, have stood the line to preserve. Now, there are folks out there that won't agree with me. There are folks like me out there that think that, well, he's just a dumbass, got a computer in front of him, thinks he's got a forum. No, I don't have a forum. Matter of fact, I think on my YouTube channel, I think I might have a whole 7 subscribers. But, as I've said on other videos, this is therapy. It's a rainy, chilly Saturday morning. And unlike most of my other videos, I have coffee instead of beer. So nobody can blame it on the beer. Least of all me. Of course, I never do. The other thing I wanted to mention about is we're going to talk about this medical situation. I'm sure there are other folks out there like me that, thank God I don't have the medical problems, but my wife does. The doctors all seem to, instead of talking to the patients, they want to push the pills. Pills are fine and dandy for some things, but sometimes you got to actually look at the problem, look at the situation. You got medical insurance, and if you're on Medi-Cal, Medicaid, whatever, you know what I'm talking about with that donut hole. I ain't saying people on Medi-Cal and Medicaid need to get free medications, but it seems awful damn stupid to me that you go half a year getting your medicine at quarter the cost, half the cost, and the other half of the year you're trying to figure out how you're going to pay $1,100 for one set of insulin, or $900 for another, $400 for your pain pills, and you got all these other miscellaneous charges that they claim is the donut hole. It's really funny that you're on Social Security. It means you're getting, what, maybe at the most $2,000 a month? Okay, if you're spending $1,100 to $1,600 a month for your meds, what's that leave you to eat on, to live on, to get transportation to your next doctor's appointment? These big pharmaceutical companies have got us all by the gonads. They think, yeah, we got it good. Yeah, we're making money hand over fist. You know? Then you got the people that don't, that they all say, oh, they use the emergency room for their doctor's visits and all that. That's because they can't get to any other place. And it's not just the illegals, as most people think. You got these doctors that switch medical plans that they will cover or they will work with, like most people change their socks. Case in point, my wife's had a couple good doctors, and she'll have an appointment 2 months down the line, a month before the appointment. Oh, we no longer accept your medical insurance. You're no longer our patient. You have to find another doctor. How in the hell do they expect people to get well, to get back to being productive, if they keep doing this game? Life ain't perfect. Reality ain't perfect. But I would like to see, well, here's the utopia I'd like to see in this country. May make no sense to nobody, but I'd like us all to try, when we're going down the street, say hello to random people. Wish them a good morning. Open a door for somebody going into a restaurant. Let's try being nice to people for a change. Instead of looking at, okay, what's this person going to do? Instead of thinking the worst of everybody, why don't we give them the benefit of the doubt for a little bit and maybe treat them like a human being, like we want to be treated? Like my granddad always said, you treat people like you want to be treated, and 9 times out of 10 they'll respect that and reciprocate. Granted, there is that one time where you're going to have to pound somebody's face into the dirt, but these kids nowadays, they haven't learned. They want respect, but they don't know how to respect themselves or to give respect, because their life revolves around video games and the Kardashians and what they see on the idiot box. I don't know. Can we save this country? I hope so. 60 years old, I'm still damn proud to be an American. I've been to a few other countries in the world, and I'll still say this probably to my dying day, even with all our problems. This is still the best damn country in the world. No help from our politicians. But you stop and think about it. How many of us go through the whole day without speaking to a random stranger? Or you're looking at people and wondering, okay, what are they up to? What are they doing? Ain't nobody more paranoid than I am. But I've found it's kind of a good feeling when you're walking down the street and you surprise somebody by saying, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, have a nice night, have a wonderful day. For no reason. Not because they're checking you out at the checkout counter. Not because they're just walking down, doing anything for you. Just out of the goodness of your heart, you're wishing somebody a good day. I have seen young people get real surprised and shocked, like, what the hell's he doing? What's he up to? Then they get a cute little smile. Kind of makes it go up a little bit, Or you see the elderly people look really shocked, like, well, somebody has manners. Pull your pants up, Quit dressing like you're going to a nightclub all day long. You're you're going out in public, wear something besides your pajamas. You know, let's bring some class back to this country. You know, you look no matter where you look, you see basically sex for sale. You know, the young girls seem to think that that's the only way they're going to get anywhere. It's not. You don't need to do that. You know, be yourself. Quit trying to be something you saw on television. Quit trying to be a Hollywood movie star or a wannabe. You know, look deep inside yourself and be yourself. Me, I've been that way my whole life. I've been strange, unusual, basically a redneck. I don't think the way other people do. And for most of my life, I haven't really given a shit what they thought. I've just done my own thing. How in the hell my wife fell in love with me, I don't know. Damn proud she did. 34 years and counting. If you give your word to somebody, make sure you mean it. If you promise somebody something, make sure you deliver. If you don't know if you can deliver it, tell them you'll try. Don't ever make a promise, especially to a kid, and don't keep it. Let's put some thought into our lives nowadays. Let's start giving a shit about our country, our people. It's not all about me. How many people have looked at the people living in tents and said, well, those are stupid fucks. You don't know what they've gone through. I'll tell you this from having a kid that chose to live on the streets. Some choose that lifestyle. I don't agree with it. Sometimes you gotta wash your hands of it. I get tired, just like you do, of people sitting outside a store, can you spare some change, or at an intersection holding up a sign saying, I'm hungry, we'll work for food. Numerous times I've offered them a job. Numerous times they've turned around and said, well, can't you just give me the money? There are some people that are definitely out there trying to scam you. But you know, for every one that's out there trying to scam you, there's two that aren't. Instead of pushing for these refugees and all that stuff about this country, I think our government needs to work on fixing home. We can't very well say we're a great nation when we got so many homeless living on the streets in our own country. We got so many people going hungry in this country. Yet we're sending food all over the world. We need to start thinking of home first, then everybody else. But I don't know if I'll post this or not. I'm just getting it off my chest. If I post it, you want to comment, that's fine. If you don't, that's fine. But to everybody that happens to watch this and has managed to stay awake through it, I wish you all a wonderful Saturday, a wonderful day, and wish somebody else a good day on the way. Y'all take care. Have a good day. May God bless all of you. And God bless this country. May it go back to being a great country where we can all hold our head up proud and say we're Americans and mean it. You notice I did say Latino Americans, Chinese Americans, Mexican Americans, Afro Americans. I don't give a shit what your skin color is. If you're living here legally, you're a damned American. And that's what we all need to get our heads around. You know? Be awful damn funny if I walked around saying, hey, I'm a white American. Yeah, Catch me, yeah. What difference does it make? You know, if you slice yourself, I don't care if you're black, brown, Chinese, Asian, whatever. Funny thing is, you slice yourself, you all bleed red. If you're here legally, if you've been born here, you've been raised here, you've accepted our lifestyle, you're a damned American. And that's what the people need to realize. Good day, and to all Americans, and the ones thinking about becoming Americans. Have a wonderful day. Enjoy the day. Wish somebody else a good day. Goodbye.